It's time for the whole 9 yards. Hello again, everyone. Ralph Ventre here. An action-packed Week 7 slate as we pass the midway point of the season. I got the sleeves rolled up. I'm ready to get to work. Let's dive right into the opening drive. We kick off the opening drive with the lone non-conference contest on the Week 7 docket. It's Sacred Heart coming off a bye, traveling up to Central New York, where they'll face Ivy League member Cornell. The Pioneers handled Cornell 31-6 last season in Fairfield, but they should be in for a much tougher test this time around. Cornell is 3-1, its only loss coming at undefeated Harvard. We have 3 league games on the schedule this Saturday. First, we'll go out to Loretto for our NEC Front Row featured matchup between Bryant and St. Francis U. After brutal non-conference slates, the Red Flash and the Bulldogs both started off NEC play with a victory. The winner of this one will move to 2-0 in the conference and will be alone atop the standings. You can catch all the action live from Loretto right here at necfrontrow.com. And now for the first half of our NEC on ESPN3 day-night double dip. It starts up in New Britain, Connecticut. Wagner visiting Central Connecticut. Both teams coming off losses to Ivy League members last week. Now it's time to get serious with league play. The Blue Devils dropped their first NEC game back on September 24th against Bryant. Meanwhile, 1 week later, Wagner opened conference play by storming past Sacred Heart in a Saturday night special on Grimes Hill. Both teams have gotten solid play from the quarterback position lately. We'll talk about one of those men later on in the show. Moving on to the nightcap, we go to Rooney Field in Pittsburgh, PA. The defending NEC champion Dukes will play their first NEC contest since last year's regular season finale when they clinched the conference title with a victory over St. Francis. This Saturday, it'll be the Steel City Showdown as they welcome Robert Morris to the Bluff. The visiting Colonials, who you saw in last week's NEC featured game of the week, dropped the league opener to Keystone State rival St. Francis. They'll look to even up their league record, while Duquesne will look to take the first step toward an NEC repeat. You can catch all the action live. Watch ESPN.com, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday evening. Let's take a look at the NEC stock market and see whose value's on the rise. The player in our spotlight this week will appear in the first half of Saturday's ESPN3 doubleheader. It's Central Connecticut quarterback Jacob Dogala. He's the reigning NEC Offensive Player of the Week after throwing for more than 340 yards against Penn. It was CCSU's first 300-yard passing performance since 2013, and obviously a career-high performance for Dogala, who is one of 3 NEC quarterbacks to pass for more than 340 yards in a game this season. CCSU quarterback Jacob Dogala, his stock is on the rise. I think I may need one now more than ever, so please, let's take a Twitter timeout. This week's tweet comes from Bill Carroll. He says he's a talent evaluator and he has a Twitter account, so he must be an expert. But guru or not, he's right on the money with this tweet this week, pointing out the fact that Bryant's Dalton Easton and Duquesne's Dylan Beekle, 2 NEC quarterbacks, are worthy of a look from professional scouts. First, with Dalton Easton, in his 3rd year as Bryant's starting signal caller, he leads the NEC in pass yards per game, 291, and in total passing touchdowns with 14. Then there's Dylan Beekle, the Duquesne quarterback, in his 4th year as a starter, is second to Easton on the NEC leaderboard in both pass yards per game and touchdowns. The thing you have to love about Beekle is the resiliency he's shown, especially of late. After 4 interceptions and a loss to Kennesaw State, the veteran rebounded with a huge day on the road at Jacksonville, tying the program record with 6 touchdown passes. It's the second time in his career that he's thrown 6 TDs in a game. You may remember the awesome performance he had last year in the FCS playoffs at William & Mary. The bottom line is, Bill Carroll is onto something here. Dalton Easton and Dylan Beekle, definitely worth a look from the scouts.
Somerset, it's an NEC Audible.
This week's soundbite will come courtesy of Coach Kevin Gilbride. The NEC color commentator had spent 28 seasons in the NFL as either an offensive coordinator or a head coach. And Gilbride could not have been more impressed with the play of SFU inside linebacker Solomon Liano, who ranks 5th in the conference with 8.5 tackles per game and 2nd with 6 total sacks, is a monster for the Red Flash. One of the most talented inside backers in the NEC, and he always seems to be in the right place at the right time.
It's not very surprising Liano would be active because he is their leading tackler and was their leading tackler last year. He's a guy that has a great feel for what's going on the field. He obviously studies a lot of film, and he is the one guy who's able to avoid that cut block by the left guard there. And if he hadn't been in position, again, it was another chance for a big play.
We're talking about the Bryant Bulldogs in this week's DYK segment. Did you know Bryant has always finished at 500 or better in league play every season it's been a Northeast Conference member? That dates back to the 2009 campaign, so it's 7 straight years of even or winning Northeast Conference football for Marty Fine's Bulldogs. They're looking to make it 8 straight this year, and they're off to a good start, 1-0 in league play, with a big road test coming at St. Francis this Saturday. So if you thought this was an action-packed show, then wait until Saturday. A full slate. We start at noon. We go deep into the night. All 7 Northeast Conference teams in action. We're moving past the midway point of the season. Can you feel the excitement, folks? Get out there, enjoy the games, and I will see you next week on the whole 9 yards. For NEC Front Row, I'm Ralph Ventre. Thanks for watching.